Every year here at Sport Fishing on the Fly, we like to do a weekly trip. And this year our trip takes us from Prince George all the way to Terrace to hopefully get some steelheading in. I'm joined by my brother Dale and good friend Brent Schlenker, and we're going to start our trip at a beautiful lake near Quesnel, BC, and it's called Dragon Lake. That's today as we take you sport. All right,
Nice fish.
well,
First cast.
first cast. Get out here, nice little fish to start the day. We just got out here. It's about 10 in the morning. We're never early risers, so get on the road when we can. And again, good patterns to start with. Usually this time of year it is early May. Chironomids are great patterns to start with. If you want, you can also go with leeches, and that's what I've done. Every time chironomids are feeding and fish are feeding on chironomids, leeches are a great pattern to go to, and the fish are used to seeing them all winter. So again, always start up, oh, that's a nice fish. Yeah, always start out with either chironomid if you know what they're feeding on. And really the luxury here is we could actually even stomach pump, throat sample this fish if we wanted, but we won't. We know they're hitting the leeches, so we'll stick with them. And always green is a great color to start with. I've got this little seal leech that I love to use, and green is just a very effective color for this time of year. So there he is there. Nice little guy. Not huge, but just nice. Oh, geez, good scrappers. May have to use a net.
Yeah, it's right there.
And again, a good way to do it is if fish aren't moving hard for the fly, if they're not aggressively taking a moving fly, we're covering both zones, go with an indicator like Dale is. Dale's got the fly out there, he's working a wet line, giving a little more motion. Mine's more static. We're sitting there just wind drifting. We've got a perfect riffle today, the Fresky riffle as we call it. And we picked this guy off in the first cast, so it's looking good for the day. Yeah, if I can ever get them in. Man.
Oh, they're strong fish.
They are scrappy
Looks
fish.
like really good condition.
Really nice, healthy fish. Let's see if I can hold this guy up. He's pretty chunky. And again, a nice way to do it is upside down if you can ever get the fish that way. I won't. I'll just do it this way. There he is there. Oh, there's the leech right in the top part of the mouth. Oh! And just like that, he's gone. Well, you know what you don't want to do? You don't want to grab the fish and give them the old stranglehold. So if they're going to jump out, let them go. First fish.
First fish. And you know what? You see around us, there's a number of people fishing chironomids, and that's the thing. You know, when you first come in, if there's no chironomid activity, like no one's catching any fish, and that was Don's first cast with that leech, you know, they know this lake is a chironomid lake, but they still have to come on before you do it.
Exactly.
So you should experiment around a little bit. You know, just don't stick to the chironomid.
Secrets, man.
Anyway, but it's the thing to do because nobody was catching fish here. There's a number of boats behind us.
It's a fantastic tip because what we'll traditionally do, and Brian taught us, Brian Chan, always starts with that leech, always works it. Once he sees chironomids coming off, then you key on it.
Then you turn it.
Turn on the colors and start keying on. So early in the morning, great little tip.
And that's why we do this. Like, you know, I fish the wet line, you fish the strike indicator type thing. We just test it out just to see because, you know, it's otherwise you could sit here for 2 hours. Sure, when the chironomids come on, you get great action, but why not do something in the interim? So
excellent. When we come back, some more great fishing from Dragon Lake.
well, that's a nice sized fish.
Whoa! Did you see him hit that?
Yeah, just
what we've been having, and this is just one of those things that happens when you're fishing. You get a lot of short strikes, and what I mean by short strikes is they're going towards my bob or my fly, seeing my indicator, and they're going towards it. And you see your indicator go, but real short. They're short strike, and they're coming by just swimming and seeing it. So what I've done is I've got a good wind drift, and I've given it more motion. That way, the fly's moving. They can't short strike it. They got to commit to it. They either got to hit it or not. And this guy gave it that little motion, a couple pulls, and bam, he smacked it. And that's
big air.
That's a nice fish.
Big air.
That's the beauty here is you have the chance. Once they start cycling, you can get some big fish. Oh,
I'm gonna need the net for this.
Yeah, I think you'll. Here, hand you the net. This one's a nice one. He looks to be that, you know,
beauty.
3 to 4 maybe.
Nice chrome.
Just chrome. Oh, that's a beauty. And I'll show you the fly after. Again, this fly, a Brent Schlenker special. He comes up with the most crazy patterns.
He always has winners. Every
winners.
Pattern. Doesn't matter whether it's for trout or steelhead or anything else. Salmon, he's come up with all my favorite patterns for salmon. Brent is...
He's one of the best. Like, I mean, he's just creative. And I think that's a big thing too. When you're on the bench, be creative. You know, you got some new material, put it together, see how it works, because that's what Brent does. There he is there.
Oh, that's nice, chubby.
Oh, that's a nice fish. Nice fatty. Oh yeah. You got the net deal? Or can you grab that?
Okay.
Ah, hold on. I'll see if I can
I got
get
it.
this guy.
I got the net.
Without him. Oh, without him going away. Gee whiz. There he is there. Oh, that's a nice healthy fish, you know. He's a couple pounds, 2.5 probably.
Yeah.
Just nice healthy, nice chrome. Another beauty. Beautiful fish. So let's get him in the water. Okay. And we'll let him go. That is cold water. Cold water. Oh, there he goes. Hey, hey, hey. Now, you want to see the fly?
Oh, I know which. I'm sure it's the one.
have
He
you?
gave me a bunch
Seen
of them before. He just doesn't remember. I think it's that
Oh,
green,
really?
that real green woolly
Yeah,
bugger.
this one here.
Thing. That's
With the little sparkle.
it. Yeah, he's giving
Is
me
it?
these too.
Has he? There it is. Here's the pattern. And again, we're using big patterns, like leech patterns. If you're gonna use a leech, a lot of times they're keying on micro leeches. This is a big chunk of meat. And Brent yelled over earlier, he said, hey, that fly I gave you this morning produced a big fish. Put it on, got the fish. Brent, he's got the best patterns in the world. Wow, I think there's more out there. Let's get some more. Look, you see he's a little guy, but look at the fight they give.
Oh, yeah. Notice my indicator.
Yeah, the bulldog with the indicator. It's a first.
Yeah, but look at the fly.
What's that? Oh yeah, it's a bulldog, yeah.
Now in a lot of lake systems, this is a good sized fish.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just kind of unbutton him.
Yeah, just let him flick him off. It's when we know it's a nice little chrome guy. Well, you know what? This could be a good time to go to the bench, potentially. I don't know what to tie. We got a whole bunch of opportunities. I mean, again, one of Brent's patterns.
Yeah, you might want to show him that one there. That's
Yeah.
a really nice.
Well, maybe if we have a chance, we might even get Brent to tie it. But let's go to the bench, and we'll have to find the name from Brent. I don't even know what it's called.
Brent special.
Brent special, I know. And for one fly before. Dale and I use this pattern quite often on the show with great success. So for all you people that have emailed me and phoned me, here it is, the bulldog. Make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. For the hook, we're going to use a 4x long streamer, size 8, some 6/0 black thread to tie with, some burnt orange marabou for the tail, some medium olive ice chenille for the body, some fine copper wire for the ribbing, and some olive grizzly for the hackle. To start the fly off, I'm going to take my black thread and build up a base layer, but a lot of times on this fly, and this is an option, you can put a little bit of lead weight in there. I put some 03 lead weight on the front half of the hook, and again, it's an option, and sometimes I like to get a little more motion in my fly, so I will add that in. So we'll just wrap in our thread and build up a little bit around that lead wire on the hook, just to hold it in place, and finish your thread off at the rear of the hook. A very important part of this fly is the burnt orange marabou, and I like to use the very end tips. The very tip part I try to pull off, try to get rid of that because it doesn't move well in the water. And then we'll pull all these tips together and place it on the hook. And again, I want it about the length of the hook, maybe just a little bit longer, and tie it in. After we have the tail tied in, we're going to take our fine copper ribbon. I like to use fine copper ribbing because I don't like a real thick rib on this fly. So again, it's just there to hold down the hackle later on. So we'll tie it in at the rear of the hook and hold it off for ribbing a little later. Take some of your olive chenille and we're going to tie it in near the rear of the hook. And once it's tied in, advance your thread right up to the eyelet and wrap in the body. Next step is also very important. We're going to select the hackle. Now this hackle, you want the right length on it. And we're going to actually tie it in near the eyelet by the tip and tie it back and then wrap it over with the wire to hold it in. But what I like to do to get the right length is pull down on the hackle. Pull down so you pull all these ribs out and get the right length. And then what I'll do is just measure it up to my hook shank. And when I get the right distance, that's about where I want to tie in. So there's the distance there I want to tie in. I'm going to cut that off and tie that in at the tip and then wrap it backwards. Now that I've selected the spot on the hackle, I'm going to tie it in near the eyelet. It's wrapped in, and I'm going to slowly wrap it back. And again, we want about 5 to 6 turns on the way back. And just palmer it back. Keep stroking those fibers back as you pull it back. Now that we have our hackle tied to the rear of the hook, we're going to take our copper wire. Make sure you catch your hackle on the first wrap as you go over. And then just pull it through, and make sure you don't pull these fibers too down. Keep pulling back as you wrap your wire forward. You just want to keep moving it through those different hackles, pulling them back until you get to the front of the hook, and you'll tie off the wire there. To finish the fly off, we're going to build up a little bit of a black head. You do want a black head on this fly. So wind it up a little bit. We'll take our whip finisher, do a quick whip finish, and after that we'll give it a little head cement just to finish it off. And there it is. I give you the most requested pattern in the history of sport fishing on the fly, the bulldog. Ah, nice chunky fish.
Yeah.
And we're getting them just off that shoal edge. So what you're doing is just creeping it up off the weed edge onto that moral shoal. Every time that indicator is right on that moral shoal edge, you're getting a fish. There he is there. They are full of energy. Yeah, barely hit. Well, this is a good time to go through the recommended setup. And here's the rod. Of course, Dale, he's got the big one. You got a nice LA 3.0 Islander, nice big reel. Again, a lot of backing on it. Nice 5-weight rod that you've got. Again, a 10-footer, gets you the casting ability. And here's the real key: is this is the distance here. We got the fly. He's got his bulldog, and I'd say you're running, geez, got to be 3 feet from the indicator. So again, right off that shoal, that's about, we said 8 to 10 feet. Up onto the marl, that's about 4 to 5 feet. This is just creeping up that shoal, and they love it. So there's the ticket. So what you want to do, indicator, just try to match about the depth you're fishing, pretty close to where you're bringing it into. Oh, geez,
yeah, definitely a spawning fish, but a big fish.
Is he ever? Look at the color on that fish.
You gonna scoop
him up the net? I'm not even gonna scoop him. I'm just gonna let him go. He's doing his thing. That's another thing too. If you catch right fish like this guy is, he's either just come off the spawn or he's going on the spawn. He is very red, very ripe. I'm not even gonna handle him. You can see him there. I'm just gonna undo him and let him go because he's been through enough. So there he goes. I'm just gonna let him go. Let him swim away. So whenever you're handling fish, I mean, the chrome guys can take it. They haven't gone through the grief, but a guy that's spawning, he deserves better. Don't even touch him. Just try to unbutton him, let him go. Let him try to recover. Nice fish though. Thanks. So one thing that we learned here too, they're not on the chronies yet. I changed over to a chironomid. Haven't had a touch. Dale's had about 3 or 4 in a row with that leech pattern. They're still on it. They're just keyed on the leeches right now. Yeah. So what the heck? Oh, there's some people are starting to get into it now. So it's good on the troll. Exactly. Wow. Starting to turn on. Oh, little guy.
Little guy?
Little guy on the chironomid. So, well, that just goes against what we just told you. I mean, right after we release that nice buck that Dale just had that was spawning, I get this nice little chrome guy on a chironomid. So maybe the fish
maybe
are
they're coming
on.
Yeah, that'll be nice. No, we'll know from the guys behind us. There's quite a few boats here, so.
The beauty of this is they're just such great fighters in this lake. It doesn't matter the size you get, they just fight awesome. I love it. Nice sized fish. Just to have fairly light tippet on here. I've got about 5X, and my fill, see, I don't even have enough to pop that bob. There he is there. Nice little fish. Let's get him up here. There he is there. Nice little chromie. Look at that. It's classic chironomid take too, right on the top of the mouth. I'm just gonna let this guy go again. I'm just gonna unbutton him. He's showing enough fish. Oh, settle down. Whoa, 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 whoa. I like to hold them. There we go. Unbutton. And there's a little chironomid. So that's a nice little color. Again, it's a real special pattern here. You actually make it with an anti-static bag. So if you ever get an old computer disk that you don't like or some hard drive that you got an anti-static bag in, that's what you tie it with. Fantastic material.
Look at everybody, look at all three.
Yeah,
They
they
just
cycled. Everybody cycled through and everybody's into one. So that's the classic thing. But gee, we're the big guys. We've got lots of little guys.
Lots of fish this size,
Yeah,
eh?
lots that size right now.
Really.
It's still a pretty fish. I mean, fun to catch. Especially when you're getting lots of them that size. That's real nice.
Yeah. Steady action on it.
Pretty steady action on the 16 to 18 inch fish, which is very nice. Ooh. And now what we got to do is take it to the next level. How do we get the bigger guys?
You gotta get
what do you think? What are we going to go to get the bigger guys? You got a big fly in there. They're still keying on the leeches.
Yeah, that's why I'm continuing to fish it.
Yeah.
As opposed to the chironomid. Yeah, I'm still keen on this. I'm still using the larger fly as opposed to going to chironomid, just hopefully get a bigger fish now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's better to stay. I mean, they're keyed on both. They're actually taking chironomids right now, and they're taking leeches. So I think we have the better chance of the bigger fish with the leech. So you continue to use that. I'm gonna keep changing chironomids and try that.
Okay.
Hey, we're in our element. He's having to cut. The bad incident. I cooked the fish, and Dale was casting it exactly the same time. Let's see if we still got him. Oh yeah, we did. You had to cut. You had to.
Had to cut.
You had the perfect depth measured and everything too. So they just not big keyed on the crawnies. I got a couple on the chironomid, but they've been whacking that leech, eh? Steady. Just leeches hard. But we haven't yet to see the big fish. It's not to say we're big fish guys, but big fish are nice to catch. There are just absolutely tons of fish right now. Everybody's into them. A fish this size, you know, the kind of pound and a half fish, you know, 14 to 16 inches, and they're absolutely all over the place right now. They're just hitting everything. And there's my leech pattern. So we're just hoping. I'll just undo this guy. There he goes. So I'm just hoping, you know, that the big guys will come on. It is early. It's, you know, it's only noon. We've got some major clouds coming over, but it's calmed the wind out, which is really nice. And we've got a lot of birds moving, which means the chironomids are active. So we just need some big guys to come in. Come on, big guys, come on. I want the big guy.
Got the fish call? Come on, big guy.
Big guy, come on. Excellent. Oh, we persevered, didn't we? Persevered with the bigger flies. Went away from the crawnies. Went back to a stillwater nymph again. One of Brent's stillwater nymphs. And this one is good. I think he's more of the 3 pound range. This one here a little bit bigger than we've been catching. And he's nice and fresh, nice silver. So we had to go a little bit deeper. And we were finding all the smaller fish were moving in tight. Everything, you know, the pound range, the 14, 16 inch guys were all in tight. We thought the bigger fish might be out a little deeper. So we extended our leaders and went down to 12 feet, actually 13 feet. Went a little bit deeper and we got this guy, which is a little bit bigger. You know, he's probably 2, 2.5, so we're getting bigger. That's a good sign.
Yeah, especially there's been a lot of little fish caught. Like I'm surprised the number of small fish.
A bunch of guys in the bay behind us, spanking them on chironomids, catching, you know, half decent sized fish, the smaller ones. But of course, me and Dale now, we've got a bunch of small ones. We want to get some big guys. So we're going again. If you want some bigger fish, a lot of times they'll cruise in. If they're not cruising in, the little guys are eating it first. Get it out a little bit deeper. Oh, man, that's a thing in here. They're scrappy fish. So what's this guy? He looks to be that. Oh no! Oh!
He's down the weed there.
Oh no!
You got
the
some
weeds.
troubles. Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, he's right behind.
Oh, he is right in the weeds.
Oh boy, you got. Oh no.
This guy's not being very cooperative.
He's going back up. He did a full cycle
Scrappy
around the
fish.
boat.
And I shouldn't have. See, that's the worst thing, you know. I'm stripping in. I should have gone on my reel. I know better. But of course, being the
He's
bonehead
taking
that
up
I am,
half the weed bed out here.
I know. Yeah, get him now. He's nice and chunky. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Nice thick guy. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
There
out
goes
she
the
popped.
fly, out
Yeah.
it popped. Just like that. So there's a fish there. See him? So there's a nice chunky 3-pounder. That was probably 18 to 19. Getting some size now. Nice chrome bullet. See if I can get this guy out of here without getting too wet. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Cut him still. Oh, and that's a nice, there you go, nice fat fish. Getting that nice size, you know, the 18, 19 inch. Nice thick, 2-3 pound range. Oh, and there he goes. He wanted to go. Well, let's call it a day. I think we've had enough, eh?
Yeah, we had the big flurry of activity all morning and into the early afternoon. That's kind of died down now, so.
Biggest thing I learned today was if you're trying to match a size 22 chironomid, don't even worry about it. Just put a leech on, wasn't it?
Yeah, we just dangled leeches below our strike indicators and we caught a lot of fish.
Exactly, it was very effective. If you want to come to Dragon, make sure you try that technique because it does work. I want to thank Kevin Crawford for having us for lunch at the Dragonfly Fishing B&B. It was most excellent. When you come here, take care, conserve the waters, and we'll see you next time when we take sport fishing on the fly.
Want more?